Hello students, I am Priyanka and today is our day 6 session based on advanced web designing. In the last session, we have discussed the solution for the assignment given, which was based on the advanced input controls and the input restrictions. Later, we also discussed the answers for the online test which we had conducted based on the same topics. I hope now all your doubts are cleared related to these topics which we have studied up till now. So today let us move forward and study a new and interesting topic. Today's topic which we are going to study plays a vital role in search engine optimization. So let us go to the new slide and see what is our today's topic. So today we will be discussing something new which you must have not studied or heard about it earlier. That is, we will see what is a meta tag, why it is required, then what is the role it plays, and also we will see its attributes and some examples related to it. We will also see how does a meta tag helps the search engine. So let us see what is in the next slide. So before moving to actual meta tag, I would like you to tell what is a metadata. See students, a metadata is a data which describes the data. I know this might seem to be a bit confusing, so let us understand it with an example. Generally, a metadata is an essential information about the data. Maybe it can be a title given to some data. So, the title in short explains what the data is all about. Right? We'll take one example. See, now you must have got your result. Your class teacher, she has calculated your result based on the exams you have given up till now. So she must have calculated the average and concluded with the final result. So after calculating result for all students, later she must have summarized the data. Like she must have calculated the toppers of your class, how many students are passing, how many students are failing, and maybe some chart to represent the data. So this summarized data, just looking to those points, the actual data is understood, what that data is all about. So in short, we can say that the metadata is an essential information about the data, right? So we do not actually need to study the whole data. Simply by looking at the metadata, which gives the short information about the actual data, it helps to understand the data much better, right? Also, second example I would like to give. See, we all listen to music, right? We listen to music online. So if I select some particular singer song, suppose I selected Shreya Ghoshal's song. So when I start playing her one song, after that I start getting suggestions or her new songs are listed below, only related to Shreya Ghoshal. Now how did the browser come to know that I am currently listening to Shreya Ghoshal song, and later it has listed me her songs only. So here the songs metadata is what? All the songs of Shreya Ghoshal, they see that the singer name is same for all. So it has checked for the metadata, and hence the metadata of the singer name is matching. That is why it gives me the suggestion. I hope you are getting what I am trying to explain, right? We'll see further what exactly a metadata means. These two examples must have made clear exactly what a metadata means. So now if we want to add the metadata exactly into our web page, so how to do it? For that we require to use meta tag. See, HTML is all made up of tags. So to create a metadata, to add a metadata into web page, we require a meta tag, and this meta tag has got different attributes. Those attributes we will be adding, and we'll see how they work in the combination. So a meta tag provides information or some aspects of the contents described in details in a web page. So now if you are talking about a metadata for a web page, what it will have some important information or some aspects which are related to the actual contents which are there present in the body tag, means the actual contents of our web page, right? Now this meta tag is an empty tag. Empty tag means what? It won't have a pair, it comes alone, right? So there will not be a closing meta tag, only opening meta tag is there. And also very important, this meta tag is present in the head tag. See students, up till now we had studied that only title tag is present in the head tag, right? Now this meta tag is also placed in the head tag itself. When the head tag is closed, then the body tag is started. I hope you remember the basic structure, right? Now one more important thing, the data which is present in the meta tag is not displayed on the web page. Understand? Whatever data we are going to add in the meta tag, it will not be displayed, right? Whatever contents we write in body tag, all contents are displayed, right? Until and unless there is a comment for it. So but this meta tags data is not displayed on a web page, but a computer can understand, can read the metadata present in the meta tag, right? So let us move to the next slide. So now we will see what do we use meta tag for a web page and how to add the meta tag. These metadata are used by the browsers, right? The metadata which is present in the meta tag is used by whom? By the browser. It tells the browser how to display the contents or how to reload the page, means how to refresh the page, right? Second, search engines make use of keywords present in the meta tag, and also some web services make use of it. It helps the search engine optimization technique to get better, accurate and fast results from a search engine. Search engine means what? Google is a search engine. What is its job? When it will get some query in its search text box, and when the search button is clicked, it will get all the related information which is matching to the search query. So this is the job of search engine. So obviously if it is fast, if it is accurate, So who are going to benefit? The users, right? Also we can add details in metadata, like we'll see on the next slide what details we can add and what does it indicate. See, these are some things which can be added into metadata. Not all are included, only few I have taken which are important. So what is the first point? Description. So what could be a description? See, we can provide a short description of our web page in a meta tag. Means whatever data is present in our web page related to some particular topic. So maybe in 2-3 lines, in short, you will describe what exactly your page is all about. So this is what it is, the description of your web page. So it is also considered as a metadata. If we do not provide this, then it will take some lines from the start of your web page and display as the description for that web page. We will see in the example what exactly I am trying to say. What I said, if you do not use this description metadata, then automatically first few lines of your web page are considered as the description of your web page. We'll see later. Then what is the second point? Author. We can also provide the name of author for a web page in a metadata, in the meta tag. First we saw how to add a description. Then second, we can also add author. See, author means he has written that page. So obviously his name has to be there. If somebody want to search some author topic, so it will be better if the author name is given, so that the search engine can easily find out articles related to the author, to that particular author, right? So this is how the search engine is helped using this metadata. Then second, what is given? Keywords. So the keywords for a web page can also be added into the metadata, which are used by the search engine to make its task of searching easier. See, generally keywords means they define some important words which are related to the particular topic. Suppose my web page is all about HTML programming, CSS programming. So what are the major points or keywords I am working on? HTML and then CSS. So this can become my keywords, because my content of a web page are based on the HTML and CSS. So that is why I have decided that keywords should be HTML and CSS. You can keep your keywords anything which are related to your topic. And then next is what? Character set. Now this metadata, that is the character set, it describes about the type of character encoding used by the particular web page. Means what type of character encoding is used for the particular web page. We'll see what character set also means. In later slides it is discussed in details. So let us move to the next slide. Now in this table you can see some of the attributes of the meta tag and what different values it can take and how these different values can make the changes, or what is the use of those values, right? So we'll see in the next slide, in which I have explained every attribute with value and syntax in details. So now this slide we can see attributes of a meta tag. See students, what is an attribute? An attribute is the additional information of that particular tag. So if you want to provide some additional information of a tag, we need to use attribute. So now these four attributes are of meta tag. That is why they have to be used with the meta tag in the opening tag of meta. Obviously there is no closing tag. Why? Because meta tag is an empty tag, right? So what are the attributes which we will be studying? First is the name, second is content, third is the character set, and last is the HTTP equivalent. So we'll see what exactly each one means. So now here you can see I have combined name and content attributes together because they both go hand in hand. They work together, right? We'll see what exactly I am trying to say. Now the name attribute can take four values, four different values. See, every attribute you can assign some value, right? So for name equal to question mark, so that question mark can take four different values. Number one is keywords, number two is description, number three is author, and number four is copyright. So we'll see what exactly each one means. So suppose name equal to keyword means, what does it signify? So when name equal to keyword is given means we have to mention the actual keywords for the particular web page. Name equal to keywords means you are using keywords metadata. You want to give the metadata that is related to keywords, right? So if you say name equal to keywords, then suppose my keywords are HTML and CSS. So where do I give them? So I have to use the content attribute and assign these value to the content. So you can see how the syntax becomes. Obviously meta tag space name equal to keywords. So now if I want to mention the keywords, so I will mention all those keywords in the content attribute. So you can see space content equal to HTML, CSS, JavaScript and bracket close. So this is how you use keyword metadata, right? So should we move to the next? Description, right? So now what is the description? Suppose we want to give description that is related to the data in a web page in short. So we can use description as the value for the name attribute. Means I will write meta space name equal to description. Now if I have to describe the data, where do I write? Again I will use content attribute and I will assign the actual description into content. It is similar like above. If I am using name equal to keywords, then the keywords are given into the contents. Similarly, if I am using name equal to description, I will give the description into the content, right? Now suppose if I don't use meta space name equal to description. So as we have discussed earlier, if the description is not given, what it will do? It will take the first few lines of your web page as the description of your web page, right? So next, I hope the syntax is clear. Then next, what is the attribute? It is the author, right? So we can also mention the author name of the web page using author as the value for the name. Means how the syntax will be? Meta space name equal to author. Name equal to author means you are trying to give information or the name for that author. So that name will go again into the content, right? So you can see whatever is given in the syntax. It is simple. And last value for the attribute is copyright. See students, copyright generally indicates the ownership. So we can also mention to whom does the web page or a website belong to, right? So using copyright as the value for the name, you can give the actual owner's name in the content. So here you can see the syntax like meta space name equal to copyright space content. Content will actually have the name of the copyright, right? So now in the upcoming slides we will see some of the attributes and how do they work. We will also see how the description and keyword play an important role in search engine optimization by looking at some examples. So suppose I am opening a Google search engine and I have typed Python programming. Suppose I want to have the information related to Python programming. So when I will type this and I will hit on the enter button. So what does the search engine, Google search engine does? It goes through all the relevant websites to get the information, right? The search engine looks actually for the metadata. It does not actually go through the whole web page. It just looks for the metadata and it tries to retrieve all the relevant pages which are relevant based on the search query. Now if you observe, we get different hyperlinks, and after or below the hyperlink there is a small description of website. Yes, you can see I have highlighted in a box. So www.python.org is my website, and below that in the box you can see there is a small description related to the website. What it is? The official home of Python programming language. Now where did it get this description from? So let us see how does it work. So what I will do, what I did, I clicked on the link and it took me to the website. You can see I am currently on python.org website, right? Now if I want to see the code, see every web page you create, it has a code. Agree? Yes, why we are studying HTML language? To create a web page. So how do I look for the web page code? So what I have to do, I have to simply right click on the page and select view page source. So you can see I have selected view page source. So we'll see what exactly happens after that. So now this is the code for the web page which we just saw, right? Now you can see I have concentrated only the meta part, that is why I have taken the screenshot of the meta tag. So you can see the box which I have highlighted. You can see what it is given, meta space name equal to description. Means now I am going to describe about my web page, right? So how do I define that sentence? I have to put in the content. Agree? So you can see content, what it is, equal to the official home of the Python programming language. So is it not same what we just saw in the last slide, right? So this is how the description value works. If you want to see the earlier side, I'll again show. See here, the official home of Python programming language. Even in the below slide you can see fortunately an experienced programmer. That is also the description for that web page. So this is how the description plays a vital role. It defines your web page in short, right? And if the description tag is not used, what it will do, it will simply select first few lines of your web page and display as the description, right? So now let us move to the next slide. Then next, now in this slide we will see what exactly it is all about. Can you see some underlined words are there? right? HTML language. So these all words are keywords. See, in the search tab, what I have written, HTML programming language, right? So using this search query, the search engine goes through all the websites and it will go to the meta tag and look for the keywords, matching keywords, and all those are retrieved as the result, right? So suppose you want to see what are the keywords for this particular website. Same step, click on the link, go to that web page, and then right click and view page source, and you can see the actual code. So again, for this keywords I have taken a screenshot of the website. We'll see. So this is my screenshot which I took related to keywords. So now here you can see meta space name equal to keywords space. As I am using keywords, all the keywords which are related to my web page are given in the content, and then bracket close, right? So this keywords helps the search engine to easily and quickly find out the relevant pages which are asked in the search query, right? So we are done with the two attributes. We saw how these two attributes work with description and keywords as the value, right? So we will see the remaining attributes. Next, character set or char set. Using this attribute, you can specify the type of character encoding used for your document. See, generally students, what is a encoding? It tells the HTML page how to correctly display your web page contents. See, suppose your web page is made in Chinese language. So for Chinese language or Chinese character, the character set is different, and for Indian or English language the character set is different. So suppose we'll see in the below you can see there are two types of character encoding. UTF-8 is for generally Indian characters or English characters, and Big 5 is the character encoding for Chinese character. So suppose if I am making a website in Chinese language and I am using UTF-8 as the character encoding, so the browser will not correctly display my contents. Why? Because the actual contents and the character encoding value what I have given is mismatching. So the value or the contents are not correctly displayed. That is why this character encoding plays a vital role while displaying your information in a web page, right? So if you are using the Indian language or the English language, you have to use the UTF-8, and if you have Chinese characters in your web page or Chinese language for your web page, you have to use Big 5, right? Simple enough. So let us move to the next slide. Now this is the last attribute of meta tag, that is HTTP equi. This attribute is generally used by the servers to gather the information about a page using HTTP header. So we will see its different values and what role they play with the HTTP equi. We'll see one by one. So what is the first one? Refresh. Means HTTP equi equal to refresh. If you use, what is going to do? So here we can define a time interval for the document to refresh itself. See, generally whenever we visit a website, after few time you refresh that, right? You manually do. But if you want the web page to refresh by on its own, so you can use this refresh value with the HTTP equi. So we will see the syntax how to use and what does it mean. So you can see in the syntax, meta space HTTP equi equal to refresh. Now I am telling the browser to refresh, but after how many seconds? So that value has to go into contents. See, this content previously we had used with the name attribute, and again we are using with the refresh. This content takes the actual value. Try to understand. Then next is what? Set cookies. So now first tell me, do you know what is a cookies? Yeah, you know only one cookie, right? So this is our HTML or HTTP type of cookie. We'll see what does a cookie mean. See, a HTTP cookie is a small piece of data that a server sends to the user web browser. See, browser is used by the user, and through browser you go to the server or you request the server for the service, right? Means I am using my laptop, in that I am using Google Chrome as my web browser, and I am requesting Gmail service. So Gmail is my server, Google Chrome is my web browser. So whenever I am going to the Gmail server, it sends some small piece of data to my browser, and generally that data is stored in the browser. So that small data is known as cookies. Now first time I have clicked to the Gmail server. Now when the next request is generated from the same browser, means again on the next day I am going to the Gmail server, the server understands that this second request is coming from the same user from the same browser. So generally it happens that suppose yesterday I have forgotten to log out my web page, so next day if I am trying to open my Gmail, it is directly taking me to the inbox, means it is already keeping me logged in. So this cookies helps the user to be remembered by the server. So these cookies maintain our browser activities, right? So whatever we perform, those all data is saved in that cookies. So if you want to allow the server to save the cookies, to set the cookies in your browser, so you have to mention this below given code. So that code is not mandatory for you. Simply understand what is the syntax. How meta space http equi set cookie is what the value you have given, and then in content you will give the name, then after what period the cookies should expire, and the path where the cookies are to be saved on your browser, right? Then third value is what? Content type. Now this is also again same character encoding. You can mention that here also. So what it is given? Meta space http equi equal to content type, and now in the content actual value is what given, that it is a text or HTML document with character set UTF-8. And then last, expires. The date and time for that document is set. After the date and time has arrived, the document is expired, right? So if you want any web document or web page to be expired for after this particular date and time, you need to mention using this expire. So how you can use it? Meta space http equi equal to expires. And then if you want it to expire, so obviously you have to mention the date, the value. So you will use content attribute equal to that particular date. So after that particular date your web page will expire, right? I hope it is clear. See, this is a new topic, so I would request you to go through this video again and again, right? So thank you. That is all for today. So today we had seen a small topic but an important topic, which plays a very important role in search engine optimization. So thank you.